session 4, and I request Dr. M.D. Salim to come here, and also I request Tania Parveen to come and take a volunteer meeting. Research Scholar, Department of English, University, to introduce today's chairs and the speaker also. And the chair, Dr. Okab, I request you to come.
Good afternoon. I thank Hassan sir for giving me the honor of introducing the chair and the speaker. So this session will be chaired by Dr. Okab Sarkar. He is the retired principal of Gurudas, Mahavidyalaya. And this the speaker of this session is Dr. M.D. Salim Zaweed, and he will be speaking on Waqf spirit in Pandua, preserving identity and community through centuries of social welfare. Dr. Salim Zaweed is an assistant professor, former head of the Department of History, Presidency, University, Kolkata, India. He holds a PhD in architecture, architectural art, history from the Center for Advanced Studies, Department of History, Aligarh Muslim University. Apart from contributing research papers in top international journals such as the Historical Review, the Samargil, the Indo-Iranica, and the Journal of Pakistan Historical Society, Historicals. He has also contributed book chapters in 7 edited volumes and 11 papers in various international national conferences. His books include Marvels of Bundela Architecture, which was published in 2014, and the Grand Architecture of Medieval Rajasthan, Innovation and Imitation, which has 2 volumes, which was published in 2021. I welcome them in the conference, and now I hand over the stage to the chair, Dr. Okab sir, to the further proceedings.
At the fag end of the today's seminar conference, I see there is a well attendance in this hall. Actually, we have come through a lot of seminar conferences, but at this fag end of time, usually it becomes better. So I would like to thank all the audience for being present, patient, and stay for the whole. Now, Mr. Zaweed, Dr. Zaweed will speak on the issue. I do not like to make much time. I invite him with his title of the presentation is Waqf Estate. Waqf Estate is now a generally speaking term, and it is affecting all throughout the country. So, while the issue is embracing the whole country, we are confining ourselves to a small area, that is Waqf Estate in Pandua. So, you are welcome, Mr. Zaweed, to speak on this.
First of all, thank you so much for this generous introduction. And before going into the discussion, let me thank also Mahavidyalaya from Department of English, Presidency, University. Am I audible or not?
Yes, you are.
That's fine. No need. And also thank to the Hassan for inviting me for discussion of this working paper, Waqf Estates in Pandua. So the discussion explored the historical and cultural significance of the Waqf Estates of the Pandua, focusing on their role in preserving the identity and fostering a sense of community among the Bengali Muslims. This discussion also particularly highlights the establishment of the Badi Dargah, as well as the Choti Dargah, the endowments that supported their social and religious missions and their adaptation to the contemporary challenges. These institutions have been instrumental shaping the socio-cultural fabric of the region. So the entire story started in 1203 with the conquest of the Bengal, marked the beginning of a new era of political unity and cultural development in the science, literature, and art. And to strengthen this Sultanate rule in this unfamiliar province, Baqtiar Khalil supported the construction of the mosque and the madrasas, and also patronized the Islamic scholars and transforming the region into a prominent cultural center in the entire Muslim East. The establishment of Tashkil also encouraged the arrival of the Muslim saints and the scholars from the Central Asia. Initially they come to Hazrat Delhi and later on they migrated to Bengal. So deputies of various Sufi saints, especially the Chishti and Shorawardiya, introduced Islamic cultural elements and founded the centers of knowledge as well as particularly at the Lucknowti, that means the present Gaur, and then in subsequent time the Devgaon, then the Pandua, Sonargaon, and eventually Sirhet. Here I am only talking about the Pandua. Alexander Cunningham, during the surveys of the Bengal, first referred to this Pandua as Hazrat Pandua in order to differentiate the two Panduas, one Pandua in Howrah and another Pandua in Malda. Hooghly. Sorry. So Hooghly. We also know that around 1353, Ilyas actually united the entire eastern and western Bengal, and he moved Bengal capital from Gaur to Pandua and fortifying it as the center of the governance. And we know that the Pandua served as the Bengal for capital for about 50 years. Only in 1446, during the reign of 7th Afghan king, that is the Nasruddin Mahmud Shah, the capital was shifted again back to Gaur, and which remained the Muslim capital of Bengal nearly for the 3 centuries. The first historically mentioned Sufi that associated with Bengal was the Sheikh Jalaluddin Tabrizi, the disciple of Sheikh Abu Sayyid Tabrizi of Tabriz, who came to India during the time of the same period. After long travel in Arab, then Iraq, Bukhara, Nishapur, he finally came to Delhi to visit the Kutubuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki, and after living some time in Delhi, he subsequently proceeded to Lucknowti as a deputy of the Kutubuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki, most probably in 1280, 1212 AD. And he reached Pandua via Badayu. I am just giving a background in order to understand in which place that I am talking about. And Sayyid Jalaluddin Tabrizi, after reaching Pandua, he built a Khanka and introduced the Sohrawardi Silsila there. And he also established a Langar free Christian. And before his death in 1244 AD, he moved from Pandua to Diotala, he also known as the Tabrizabad, and became very popular among the Sohrawardi Sufis there. Among the Sufis of Bengal, especially at Pandua, the Chishtiya order was actually the most organized and developed. And they produced several renowned saints, and their religious, humanitarian, and educational ideas had special dignity and distinction in the history of developing Pandua as the Hazrat Pandua, as designated by the Cunningham. They advocated and spread Islam not only in the remote corner of the Pandua, but also of the rural Bengal, thus contributed the development of Pandua into a Muslim majority area. And among the eminent Chishti Sufis like the Alaul Haq and his son Nur Qutb Alam is the most important. And this legacy of Alaul Haq and Nur Qutb Alam was further extended by his son Sheikh Anwar and Sheikh Rafqatuddin, and finally his grandson Sheikh Zaweed. So the arrival of the settlement as well as the settlement of the Sufi saint in this region deeply influenced the actual establishment of the Waqf state in the Pandua. And pioneering figure were the Sayyid Jalaluddin Tabrizi, that means the Badi Dargah, where he is, his Khanka is known as present the Badi Dargah, and the Sheikh Nur Qutb Alam, that means his Khanka is known as the Choti Dargah at present. Their Khankas became the center of the spiritual guidance, social support, offering services like the free kitchen, hospitals, and education, etc. So I am talking only the Khanka of Alaul, the Sheikh Tabrizi, Jalaluddin Tabrizi only, not the Choti Khanka, because it's a very huge. So the Khanka of Sheikh Jalaluddin Tabrizi, popularly known as the Badi Dargah, lies at a distance of 6.2 km of the northeast of the Malda. This complex of Badi Dargah comprises at present the two mosques, one of them of the Chilla Khana, that means the place of worship of the Sayyid Jalal, as well as also the Chilla Khana of Sheikh Sahabuddin Sohrawardi, including the Bhandar Khana, that means the kitchen, the storehouse, then the Tanur Khana kitchen, one langa, free kitchen, along with the Shilla Khana of Nur Kutabalam and a Mehman Khana, the rest house. According to the oral tradition, if we believe that, the Raja Lakshmana Sen of the god, better known as the Lakhan Sen, was very much impressed with the spiritual as well as the superhuman activities of the Sheikh Jalaluddin Tabrizi, and he alleged that he will build a place of meditation for him. Not only that, he also offered him 1 lakh biga of free land in Malda and district Dinajpur that yielded 22,000 rupees. That's why this Waqf property is known as 22,000. At that time, it yielded the 22,000 rupees. That's why the Waqf estate is known as the 22,000 Waqf estate, and still presently known as the 22,000 Waqf estate endowment. So later on, some point of time before the death, Jalaluddin Tabrizi dedicated this entire land as a Waqf or endowed land for the maintenance of the langar and other humanitarian services. As a result, the rule of the Delhi Sultan till the British period, this rent-free land was known as the Pargana Bais-Hazari because it yielded 22,000 rupees for the benefit of the poor and the saints. This Bais-Hazari Waqf estate emerged as a major endowment with properties granted by the rulers like the Ilyas Shahi dynasty and later affirmed by the Mughals as well as the colonial authorities. Many of the original sanats conferring such grants were probably lost during the many years since their original issuance. So the first historical document that I have found in the Malda court, after a very search of the entire 1 year, devoting 1 year, this first historical document concerning the grant of the Pargana Bais-Hazari associated with the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. That means he appointed a person, a very pious person, known as the Sayyid Sadruddin as a mutawalli and the trustee of this estate through a sanad dated on 13th year of his reign, that means the 8th April 1772 AD. And subsequently this sanad was accepted by the Nawab Mubarak-ud-Dawla and confirmed the mutawalliship of the Sayyid Sadruddin through a fresh sanad on the 12th September 1773. And later on it was also copied into the Diwani. 2 days later, Warren Hastings, the governor of the Bengal Presidency, issued another sanad confirming that the above mentioned 2 sanads regarding the permanent mutawalliship of Sayyid Sadruddin for the Tawliyat of Pargana Bais-Hazari dated 14 September 1776. That means all the 3 confirmations were done at the same year within 2 or 3 days. After 100 years, that means almost 100 years, John Peter Grant, a Lieutenant Governor of Bengal in March 1860, exempted this Pargana Bais-Hazari from the income tax assessment. That means La Khirar, declared this entire property of 22,000 rupees on 1 lakh biga of land, La Khirar. There will be no assessment, no tax from this land to be given to the British officials. So the colonial period, the close scrutiny of this document, I have a PowerPoint, but the PowerPoint is not working. We want to show that particular document issued by the Shah Alam II. These 3 sanads subsequently confirmed by the first issued by the Shah Alam II, confirmed by the Nawab Nazim of Bengal, and then by the East India Company, reveals a very important and administrative orders. That Sayyid Sadruddin was appointed a permanent mutawalli of the entire property. Secondly, this aforesaid gentleman for generation after generation, womb after womb, shall continue the mutawalliship of this sacred soil of the Pandua and shall be held and possess all the dedicated lands. The aforesaid mutawalli is also given free hand. He shall spend the income of aforesaid endowment, is giving education to the students according to his own discretion, and shall engage in praying for the prosperity of the everlasting fortune, that means the annual course, as well as also giving free hospital and as well as also to the repair of the bride shrine. And the Another important point in this document that he shall not demand a fresh sanad every year and shall not consider any other person as a partner or to share with this gentleman and shall consider him a competent and permanent mutawalli of the sacred shrine. So, as per the sanad of this Shah Alam II, where Sayyid Sadruddin was given a free hand to establish madrasa, impart free education to the student, and as a result, he founded the famous Madrasa Jalaliya in 1775 at Bohar. Bohar is actually presently in the district of the Bardhaman, lies in the Memory Assembly of Constituency of the Bardhaman or in West Bengal. So, on the enduring contribution of the Waqf state has been the promotion of education. So it is entirely written in this document. He has given a free hand to give free education to the students or those who are want to get education. Historical accounts reveal that the revenues from this state funded madrasas, mosques, and the libraries. So the Madrasa Jalaliya that was established in 1775 at the Bohar and still existed. The hardly know people of the West Bengal knows that this seminary of a great education seminary still existed in the Myanmar. This Madrasa Jalaliya established by the Munshi Sayyid Sadruddin, the Mutawalli of the Pargana Baisazari and the local Jamindar of the Bohar in the Bardhaman district, utilized his services to construct this famous madrasa in 1764 and personally bore all its expenses from the Waqf state. And to commemorate the name of his spiritual guru, Jalaluddin Tabrizi, he named it Jalaliya. The madrasa diffused the light of Oriental education in Bengal. Maulana Abdul Ali of Lucknow was appointed the principal of this institution. And this Maulana Muhammad Ali was the son of Mullah Nizamuddin, the founder of the Madrasa Firandi Mahal in Lucknow. And he became a reputed center of higher learning in Islamic studies and sciences at that time. It took Maulana Abdul Ali took 100 of his students to Bihar only when Munshi Sayyid Sadruddin agreed to bear the expenses of their boarding as well as the lodging. And it was understood between him and Munshi Sayyid Sadruddin that the latter would bear the entire expenditure of the madrasa beside a salary of 400 rupees for himself. On the way to Bohar, so therefore, when Munshi Sayyid Sadruddin given the promise that he will board the expenses of all the students from the different parts of the Asia used to assemble here to get the education. About 800 students used to get food and lodging free of cost at present. As long as the reins of the political power remained in Muslim hands, this madrasa contributed inadequately to the solidification and crystallization of all encompassing the Islamic identity. This seminary of madrasa education of pre-colonial Bengal is still existed and running successfully with at present 300,000 residential students under the able leadership of the present Mutawalli, Sayyid Abul Moswi or Sayyid Mahmud.
I am sorry to interrupt, Mr. Zaweed. Practically, you have 10 minutes more time. Another time we have to complete it because there are other speakers also. It is really difficult to look at the watch when somebody is speaking from the side. It is very nice speaking, nice presentation. You please continue and try to conclude it within 10 minutes.
So, second important thing is related to this Waqf state property that because they have been through this Waqf state, it was given to green and to given the education, also to establish the libraries. So through this Waqf properties, he started the famous the Tukhana and Jalaliya, the library. And this library at present is housed at the National Library with a particular special name known as the Bohar collection. And during my research in the Bohar collection, I have actually, by chance enough, I have gone through work written by the Munshi Sayyid Sadruddin, which is known as the family book. And this family book is known as the Rawa al-Mustafa min Azharul Murtaza. In the end of this book, all the documents were given as an appendix, including this Buhar collection is actually given by a person, a great grandson by Munshi Sayyid is known as the Maulvi Sayyid Sadruddin, to the government, imperial government in 1904. And this act ensured that the Buhar library would endure as a vital resource for the future generation of Arabic and Persian scholars. And at present, this entire collection is residing in the National Library under the dedicated care of the distinct section known as the Buhar Library. Tragically, Maulvi Sadruddin Ahmad passed away in 1905, just months before ensuring the library into the important citizen. Therefore, this Viceroy of the state played a crucial role in preserving the cultural and religious identity of the Bengali Muslim by funding the madrasas, mosques, and other community institutions. They have acted as a custodian of Islamic knowledge and tradition. And also this cultural continuity has provided a foundation for the Bengali Muslim identity even amidst the period of the political and social upheaval. Not only that, at present, this Waqf state of Pandua have historically served the hubs of the community welfare, aligning between spiritual devotion with practical philanthropy. Services such as the langars, madrasas, and healthcare facilities were funded throughout this endowment, fostering a sense of belonging. And today, the Viceroy of the state continues this legacy by organizing the annual education grant for meritorious students for the unprivileged background in the district of the Malda, Uttar Pradesh, and Dakshin Dinajpur. These grants exemplifies the state's enduring the commitment to the social upliftment, reflecting the core values of Islamic philanthropy. Therefore, the Waqf state, in my conclusion, the Waqf state of Pandua, particularly the Viceroy of the state, embody a remarkable tradition of integrating the spiritual devotion with practical social welfare. By preserving these institutions and addressing the contemporary challenges, the Bengali Muslim community can ensure that if their legacy continues to inspire and uplift future generations. As the Bengali Muslim experience evolves, these states remain vital to the community's sense of identity, culture, and belonging. Thank you.
So it was a very nice presentation, perspective, and a glorious history of donations and philanthropic activities by the people of the Muslim community. When we are speaking about, please come. So, without spending any further time, I would like to invite two questions. Anybody would like to put a question or observation, please?
The first thing I'd request Dr. Salim Zaweed, when you please kindly show the books, documents that you wanted to show. Yes. Because the presentation is ready now. So somebody please help us.
Yes, it is a very nice suggestion. Please show it. Regularly, I saw that all people are attending the lecture very nicely. With that,
পেন ড্রাইভে হবে না
not a matter that some
হবে না
200 years back, because
They have around 6,000 bighas of land. Out of the 1 lakh
Pen
bighas,
drive
at
virus.
present this entire work property is comprising of the 6,000 bighas of the land in the form of agriculture, and the large number in the form of the mango orchards and the ponds. And out of these 6,000 bighas of the land, only a meager amount is actually spent for the philanthropic purposes. Though the sanad, according to the sanad, the entire property should be spent either as a madrasa education or hospital education. So I give you one Israel example. In the name of langar, I am not criticizing the present Mutawalli, but in the name of the langar, they only cook half kilogram of rice, 250 gram of dal, and 500 gram of chana to the kabutar for the pieces. But this, I show you the document. In the document is clearly written by the Salim too, that is confirmed by the Nawab Nazim and later on by the Wand Hassing, that this entire income will be spent. Because I am talking about at present the central government is in a trying to control the entire work property. The reason behind it. This is the complex. This is the document. This is the first document. The first document is in the given by the Salim 2. The second document is accepted by the Nawab Nazim, and the third document is accepted by the Warren Hastings. And this is the document, income tax exemption order by the Lieutenant Governor, that if this entire property is the tax exempted, that the लाख राज उनके ऊपर कोई टैक्स नहीं होना है, ठीक है, लाख राज ना ही कोई असेसमेंट होगा and ना ही उनके ऊपर कोई टैक्स होगा. And this is the four photographs. This is the older mosque, and the inside the older mosque at present is the new mosque, and the students at present getting the education freely with their fooding and lodging. Here, in the name of giving the free education, they annually convert this the awarding education grant to the meritorious and the proper students 2012 and every year. But and this entire collection is of the Qutub Khana Jalaliya is housed at the Bohar collection in the National Library, where we have around 946 important manuscripts that are untouched by the researchers, particularly written in the Arabic and the Persian. Hardly anyone, I didn't find the name of any important scholar of Persian and Arabic who had visited the entire collection that housed in the National Library. And where I have gone through the important document of this entire family of the Maulvi Sayyid Saduddin. It is the book known as, written by the Maulvi Sayyid Saduddin, Rawa al-Mustafa min Azharul Murtaza. So the entire history of the Pandua as well as the Waqf property is written in that particular book. Still it is untranslated. Nobody knows that the Rawa al-Mustafa min Azharul Murtaza is actually the book that is written on this Waqf property. So here actually, so my main objection is here, this 6,000, and I tried similarly the same case with the Choti Pandua. The entire work property of the Nur Qutub Alam is with our. I have tried several times to get this document, but Muslim Nur has never allowed me to see that document from where is actually the entire lineage. We know that the Mutawalli always the male member. So for the last 4 generations, how the Mutawalliship of the Choti Dargah is shifted to a female. Either the document was forged or something happened at a particular period or time. Otherwise, according to the historian Rawa al-Mustafa min Azharul Murtaza, the document of the Choti Dargah of the Dargah Khanta of the Nur Qutub Alam, this entire property was given in the name of his father, and it is clearly written that the only male member will succeed the Mutawalli of the Aliyah.
So I think it is really time taking, because a very nice issue. We shall have the opportunity to discuss this issue at a later date. So, Professor Zaweed, please try to conclude. It is really very nice presentation of property. It is a generally spoken issue. So, have you concluded?
Yes.
Any question?
Could you please repeat the name of the book, Mustafa?
Rawa al-Mustafa min Azharul Murtaza, written by the Munshi Sayyid Saduddin.
Any other question? Yes.
So, thank you very much for this presentation, number one. I wanted to hear it more. Your entire presentation has put, I think, most of us into a dilemma.
Yeah. Because according to the invitation, I have given 30 minutes, and they reduced by 20 minutes is cut by the time.
Oh, our bad luck.
Yeah.
So the thing
So
is,
that's why I have prepared my lecture particularly on the document, what's written and how this document.
my specific question starts with your title, Preserving Identity. So the identity that has been, coming.
I have contested this identity.
Okay.
This is my document.
Okay, then I would like to have it further. Like my question, I think it will be answered there. Because the identity here, what we see now is not what has been coming through. And the identity now, today, we do not have spaces politically, socially, religiously. So the question mark is huge.
So let some question rest for the time.
I think he understood my question. I
Okay,
don't know what the
yes.
rest of the audience-
That's why I have given the title, and in my third page, I have contested all these documents.
We shall have another opportunity to discuss on the issue.
Shown that.
And I have a proposal to the base that you conduct a one-day seminar on Waqf, because there is one Waqf Amendment Act, and Joint Parliamentary Commission is touring the country. So we have to know these things. What is the present condition? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Zaweed.